This is one of the hardest things I ever learned. And if you're someone who's like me, you've struggled with relationships, you may not be fully fulfilled in it, or you haven't been in the past. This is the video that is going to be the one that matters more than anything. It's going to get to the root, the cause of why your relationship is not fully fulfilling and how to deepen that bond in a way that is aligned with your soul and what you actually want. So here's my story. Back in college, I went through a really hard breakup. It was my first ever girlfriend, and it was the first time in my life where I experienced that I could not win something back that has its own free will. I struggled really hard with that because I won and succeeded in everything my entire life. I ended up getting dumped by her out of nowhere, and I spent a long time trying to get her back. And I lost my mind in the process. And from that journey, that like 7-month journey of trying to get her back, I realized, wow, I cannot control another person. If they don't want me, they don't want me. And so I lost a lot of confidence from that because I was so used to succeeding and getting what I always wanted, like I said. And so I spent a couple years in a really deep depression after also leaving football, going through an identity crisis, an ego death in a way. And I would go out to the bars, I would try and talk to women, and I was just really desperate for feeling validated and loved and affection. And it was a really weird, lonely period. I didn't have super deep friendships. I didn't have any of that. And, at the time too, I was avoiding my thoughts and my feelings so much. I didn't fully look at myself and encounter what it is I needed to see inside of myself that was keeping me blocked. And so it took about 2 years for me to finally sit and be with my thoughts, not distract myself with alcohol, not distract myself with music, not distract myself with more women and going out and trying to pick them up, because those things were surface level anyway. It was like I'd go out and I'd be watching all these red pill YouTube videos to try and get pickup lines, and I'd go out feeling like Mark Zuckerberg. And so every time I'd have a conversation, it was scripted anyway. There was nothing real about it. And I got rejected so many times that I finally decided, hey, I've had enough and I am going to focus on myself. And so that choice was the catalyst to me sitting still, being with my thoughts, and realizing, hey, I actually don't know who I am. I don't have a purpose. I don't know why I'm here in the first place. And because I felt that emptiness inside, I was getting a reflection of emptiness outside of me. I was getting a reflection of the shallowness of my own relationship to self and the relationships outside of me. That's why I didn't have deep relationships. And, 2019, I had a crazy spiritual awakening experience where I encountered God, truly for the first time in a way where my senses were able to fully feel God. And that sparked this energetic movement inside of me that led me down a crazy self-improvement and spiritual journey. And because of that, as I've sought the truth more and tried to seek that experience I had again, which was the most clear, truthful, graceful thing I've ever experienced in my life. I can't put it into words other than it felt like the gates of heaven opened up to me, and they did. I've been seeking that depth. And as I seek the truth more and more and more every single day and try to uncover the lies in myself, it deepens my relationship with myself, which deepens the relationships outside of me, right? Every time I've been stuck in a relationship where I was like, you know what, this is not fully aligned with me, it's because there was a part of me I was not willing to let go of or accept yet. And as soon as I would let go of that, the relationship would fade away too, because I wasn't always matched in the effort of wanting to let go of those things. And unfortunately, that is what happens and can happen as you choose to seek the path of truth. It's just between you and God, and those relationships outside of you, it's just a reflection of your relationship with God. And so as you get more firm in the truth, knowing who you are, and cultivating that depth where you can see the parts of yourself that, you may be seeking validation, you may be stuck in a pattern that you've experienced over and over and over and over. If you haven't asked yourself why you're in a pattern, I want you to realize something. It's not a person that you're addicted to, it's the pattern itself. The person is a representation of a pattern that you have not graduated from because you haven't fully seen it, and therefore you haven't fully chosen to let go of it. There's nothing that we can get outside of us that can fulfill us from within. Those things will only reflect back what we already are. And as I've gotten older, as I've matured more, I've realized, the deeper I go in my relationship with God and value that above everything else, spending time in the Bible, learning about Christ. Yes, I believe and know Christ is God in the flesh. You may not agree with me or believe that. It's okay at this point. It's fine. Still take the lessons about relationships in this video. As you go deeper into learning about and cultivating that relationship with God, I have found from personal experience, the depth of love that I'm capable of carrying expands and it deepens. Your emotional capacity as you go through and you explore those emotions in yourself that cause disharmony, where you feel triggered, where you feel anxious, angry, all of those things, it's telling you about something inside of yourself where you're not fully free. And as you feel into those, be in your body and create the space where it's okay to feel those things. You don't have to intellectualize them, but you can witness them and experience them. It creates emotional depth and capacity, which turns you into a container for truth. You'll notice people will start to gravitate to you more. The woman in your life, she will trust you more. She will value you more. She will feel safer with you because you can experience emotions in yourself and it's okay. Therefore, she can feel emotions and experience them and it's okay. Your depth allows her to drop deeper too. And no, it's not your responsibility to babysit her. She still has to choose to do it. But what you're doing is you're creating a sacred space and containment where it's possible for her to do that in a safe way if she chooses to. If she doesn't choose to, you can't save her. That's on her. But what you can do is create a space where she is able to feel like she can with you. And that's what makes her drop deeper. But the most important thing is you will never learn that if you don't first learn how God has loved you, which is why I spend time in the Bible and meditate and look at moments of my life from the perspective of, hey, you know what? The way I'm interacting with this kid right now, or this person, or this situation, how would God have viewed this situation? And when you can see from his perspective, you'll realize how much grace and forgiveness and patience and all these other amazing qualities and characteristics God embodies and is calling us to embody as well. And he's given us so much space to be free and express and be honest and make mistakes so that we can choose to follow the one true path in the end. And as you go down the truth-seeking journey, there's not that many crazy tactics. There's really not. There's not really tactics at all. It's just a desire to be curious and learn about yourself and ask yourself, why am I feeling what I'm feeling right now? And that only comes from a heart that is truly seeking to know who you are and know where you came from. Why am I here in the first place? And the more you love God, the more you have the capability and the capacity to love those around you because they're an extension of him. How you love your woman is telling you how you love God. She's a creation of him. It's telling you how you respect the creator. Imagine if someone came into your house and they started just throwing your glasses and all your stuff on the ground. They can say they respect you, but they're showing that they don't because they're breaking your stuff. If you respect God, you can respect his creation. The way you interact with her is how you're interacting with God. It's telling you about how you show up in that relationship. And so I want you to see it as It literally is a love triangle in a way. It's like, does she love him? Do you love him? He loves both of you, and you love each other like he loves you and like you love him. That's how it works. And so this video, the purpose of it was, hey, I want you to just more so see how the quality of your relationship is also impacting your relationship with God, and how your relationship with God is impacting the quality of your relationship. And that's the most important thing to focus on. That's what we're meant to do. And there's really no other point than that. The one you're with is a partner to help you know God deeper and love him deeper. And God created your partner, your woman, your rib, as an extension and as a helper for you to know him deeper as well, to know his ways. So I want you to sit on that. I want you to take time to ask yourself the questions that really matter. How am I showing up in this relationship? What is it telling me about God? And vice versa. And I want you to ask yourself, if I have not truly sought out the truth, like what's the pattern that I'm still holding on to and not letting it go? Ask yourself why. Because at the end of the day, it's just holding on to a part of yourself that felt comfortable, but it's not who you're meant to be or called to be for the rest of your life. So that's all I got for you in this video. Appreciate you checking it out. Hope it helped you. And if it did, drop a comment, ask me any questions or feedback. On that note, I will see you in the next video. Peace.